Hello guys, welcome here to the WildWestGamer. You join me, the WildWestGamer, here in the gaming grotto. I am here drinking milk and eating cake like a good old-fashioned man. Today I've got another video game review. I've got a couple actually. I've also got a film review as well, which I'll be doing later on. So yeah, so quite a lot today. I'm going to use as much free time as I can to get as much out. But yeah, very special game talking about today. For the PlayStation 2, released in 2001, if I am correct, and it is of course Medal of Honor Frontline, the game which basically made me want to become a full-time gamer. Become completely invested in the video game industry and make that my hobby. Other people play sports, do cards, whatever. I don't know, whatever other people like doing, but video games, that's what I wanted to do, and there we go. That's the case. Now, what does that case say to you? Well, first of all, it says that this is a good game, and that'll be evidence because of the 10 out of 10 this game received upon launch. Also, it's the fact that essentially this is Saving Private Ryan the game. Basically for that entire first level, which is so famous, so famous and so infamous as well for, really driving home the horrors of war. And, just one quick level. And eat this cake because it looks delicious. That's good cake. So yeah, Medal of Honor Frontline, released by EA, was just an absolutely fantastic game. It really was. Nothing said that this, nothing indicated this game was going to be as good as it was. It was absolutely fantastic. It really was such a well-written game and well done. Everything about it, the lighting, the graphics, the storyline, absolutely fantastic. It was a real step up from what we were used to with Medal of Honor. Gone was the immediately linear level design. That was no fault of the PlayStation 1. It could only do as much as it could do. But these games, they felt a lot more open, or at least a lot more grand. At this time, first-person shooters were still sort of finding their feet. There was no universal control system as we have today. The famous Halo / Call of Duty control system. There were still quite a few arcadey elements to them, but this game really did sort of drive home, a sense of realism that a lot of games, a lot of other games didn't have. It helped that there was such, fantastic enemy, artificial intelligence in this game. You feel like you're fighting a real enemy. You don't feel like you're just fighting polygons. It probably looks slightly dated today, but this game certainly holds up. It really does. A lot of the PlayStation 2 games actually still look really good. I mean, it really does have to be mentioned that this game, among many, drives home just what this console was capable of, the PlayStation 2. While there were games like Halo on the Xbox, this game for us, for the PlayStation 2 audience, was really special because we felt that, here was a really pinnacle game that we could all rally behind and say, yeah, this is what the PlayStation 2 has got. This is ours. This is what we play. And seeing as the Medal of Honor series had been something that had been homegrown on the PlayStation, this felt really nice that this continuation of the series was so well done. Like I say, the game is, essentially Saving Private Ryan, and as you would expect, the reason for that is, of course, because this was a franchise started by DreamWorks Interactive. They didn't do this one. This was just Electronic Arts. But the fact was that because Steven Spielberg's, studio had worked on the first two, and that had been influenced quite heavily by, again, Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers. This shares a lot of the same feelings. A lot of the same sort of has the same aesthetic and the same sort of tone. But what's nice is this game goes from the first, a couple missions at the beginning of each different level, feeling quite, Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers. You're with other soldiers. You're doing quite tactically based, objectives. You're just fighting the Nazi war machine. Then what's nice is the other levels see you perhaps perform more of a lone wolf style of gameplay, and it all becomes rather force 10, from Navarone, where eagles dare. you versus the Third Reich entirely by yourself, and that's quite nice because the Medal of Honor series was always really good because it presented you with war, but it also presented you with it presented you with the very realistic, gritty toned war, and then the quite action-packed sort of the films your dad and your granddad would have watched on, at the cinema, So that was quite nice. You had this split in play styles. 1 minute, I'm fighting with the 101st Airborne in Saint-Mary-Église or Carentan, one of the French towns or villages they liberated soon after D-Day. Next, I'm storming a German U-boat dock all by myself, with nothing but my wits and an MP40. It's a really nice change of pace, to go from something where you fight, the historical battles, and then you fight the video game. So that's really cool. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm eating cake. It's just that these have just been made and they are really good. Compliments to the chef. Yeah, so the music in this game is really what helps with this whole tone and atmosphere I'm talking about. It's really, really good. All the music is so well paired with what's happening on screen, and that really actually has a very emotional pull on you. There's one particular song, I call it Arnhem Nights because it plays for the level Arnhem Nights, where you fight alongside the British commandos trying to desperately hold off the Germans in Arnhem, sort of this stricken town in Belgium, or in the Netherlands, or my geography fails me now, not the best time. But you basically, the British are fighting, but they're really up against it. This was not, Operation Market Garden was, landing the Allies in another section of, German occupied, Europe, did not succeed in its ultimate mission, which was to end the war by Christmas, because of such fierce resistance by the Germans. And this level really feels like it. But the music is so, mournful and, full of sorrow, and it's so, eerie and beautifully played that you really, just fighting in the level isn't enough. This sells it. You understand through the music, that this is a battle where the good guys aren't going to win it. They're not. They are going to be pushed back and they are going to suffer a lot of casualties. And the game again, while you're playing, men are screaming, men are yelling, guns are going off, Germans are shouting, the Brits are shouting, everyone's, fighting and dying. This is when the game reaches a level of intensity which just was not expected of a game at the time. And other levels do. Of course, the D-Day mission does it. This game has a good use of set pieces, things that, stand out and make you go, wow, bits like where you're going across the water in the Higgins boat and, planes are strafing you, they strafe you on the beach, there are Bangalores going off, taken out emplacements to let the guys run through. You've got a bit where you send up flares and the Navy shell the pillboxes, and that's brilliant, that's fantastic. Fighter planes are, dogfighting past you above the beach. Things like that make you go, God, this is war, this is chaos, this is nuts. And that's just an example. There are a lot more through the game, really good ones as well. This game is just perfect. The problem is with this game, and this is what's really bizarre, as far as it goes, the only real thing I would say that actually for this game lets it down is the replayability. Is that when you replay it back now, the control system is very antiquated. It's very, it's a very old-fashioned system. You don't stand and aim. You actually strafe. It's about strafing and then fine adjustments with the aim mode. There's no iron sight, so people will be zooming in as opposed to looking down the barrel of the gun. And yet the sensitivity, the reason why you strafe is because the sensitivity is so, you can't turn it down. There's no adjustments to the actual settings. You can't turn it down. So if I want to get a guy, who's perhaps, I'm at 12 o'clock, he's at 1, I turn there, I'm all the way over here, that's, and I'm trying to turn back and I'm, back over here. It's really strong, really sensitive. So you will have to adjust the gameplay style. It's not going to be, Call of Duty Halo. This is a different kind of, different kettle of fish altogether, as they say. So that's really the only thing that lets it down from this, in the game. What lets it down is when you play it back after playing the other Medal of Honors. That's the bizarre thing. Medal of Honor 1, Medal of Honor Underground, Medal of Honor Frontline is a fantastic experience. Everything after this goes downhill. How did it? And this is what annoys me. This is the bizarre thing. It's not the game that is letting itself down. It's what I know happens after it. I know I can't play this game without, because I can't play this game without feeling like there should be a really successful and brilliant sequel after this. But there isn't. There's Rising Sun after this, a game that should have been really good because it was a really fresh idea. You were being set in the Pacific now. You weren't fighting in Europe anymore. This had been done. Other games were starting to do it. Brothers in Arms, Call of Duty. These games were starting to do Europe as well. This game went to the Pacific and fought the Japanese, an enemy far more ferocious than the Germans, in a war that was probably far more worse. The conditions, that is, to fight in, absolutely horrific. But no, that never came, was successfully translated into the game. In fact, it was just a mess. I play it, I enjoy it, but it misses out on every heartbeat that this game gets right. There's no interesting characters. I mean, Christ, you play as Lieutenant Jimmy Patterson in this, a guy who barely ever talks. Well, he doesn't talk at all, but you still feel, connected to him by, his actions and his stoicism, his heroism. The fact he's such a, he is essentially just an ordinary soldier, but it's the call of duty, which is weird using that for a Medal of Honor game, using that term. He's answered it, and he's doing this, for the right, for the good of mankind in a way. He's trying to defeat this empire essentially that wants to enslave a lot of the free world. And that's the thing. When you've got a character who doesn't even speak, and then you go over to Rising Sun, where the characters do speak, and you actually get some real character development, it just feels bland. It just feels poorly executed. The levels look boring. The colours look boring. The characters are boring. The enemies are boring. The levels are boring. Yeah, you run around Singapore. Singapore Sling is a really famous level because it's one where you're using your silenced pistol to take out Japanese soldiers, where you're going to link up with a undercover agent and then storm this. Not storm it. Infiltrate this embassy to find out that there's a secret meeting going on between the Germans, the Japanese, and the Russians. And there's a traitor Russian diplomat there who are planning to overthrow the respective governments in order to form their own sort of world order. This is the thing, it's so bland though, it's so quickly skimmed over, you barely even care about it. It's just a messy game, and that's what happened. The problem is after that it just gets worse and worse and worse until now we've got Warfighter for the current gen consoles, which is just nothing at all like Medal of Honor. And this is the sad thing. This game set the way for innovation. Every single installment innovated until Rising Sun, which just started copying and pasting, copying and pasting, copying and pasting. We then had really boring installments like European Assault and Medal of Honor Vanguard, which were again just really shitty ports of they weren't even ports, they were attempts at making their own installments, but they were just crap, they were boring, they were Medal of Honor Airborne but when that came out, that was just a World War II shooter. That wasn't anything to do with Medal of Honor. I don't know why they used the Medal of Honor name, because they only hurt the franchise that they should have built upon. I wish to God that DreamWorks had got involved and said stop it now. But I guess they sold the rights to EA, and that was it. That was how it went from then on. But that's the thing, you can't play this game now without going, God, what happened? And that's how I feel. God, what happened to this series? What happened to this such well-crafted and well-established franchise? Just everything about this game is fantastic apart from its lineage, and that's what hurts it. It breaks your heart as a gamer to play a game with so much potential that you see being pissed away. I mean, Christ, look at the menu. All of that is interactive, and all of that represents a different thing. As you can see, the pistol's flashing. That means that's my next mission. We've got a medal box that shows you your achievements and how well you've done in missions. You've got a record tin over there, which plays like mission briefings and stuff like that. You've got the OSS folder. That's for all your previous missions. You've got the options in the headset there for sound. And then now there's a smoking cigar. But it's cool. It gives it a sense of atmosphere. It's really well done. It's really, really enjoyable. Likewise, the previous Medal of Honors. In Medal of Honor Underground, you were in the French resistance bunker, and as you went over stuff, there'd be guys walking around cleaning rifles, injured guys, applying bandages, stuff like that. That was cool. Rising Sun, gone. just a boring menu, and after that, it just carried on and carried on and carried on. Now, the PlayStation Portable installments are really good. They do stand out. Medal of Honor Heroes and Medal of Honor Heroes 2. Very good games. Probably helps the fact that they're for the PlayStation Portable, and that it's nice to see a console so tiny pull off something so big. But yeah, I mean, that's essentially it. That is really about it. Sorry, as far as the good installments go. Yeah. Medal of Honor Underground and Frontline, and the 2 installments for the PSP. The rest, I'd avoid. I really would. We just let down this really well established World War II shooter. Gone is any of the real fun in Rising Sun. Gone is any of the innovation. Why they didn't do something like the Outfront, fighting with the Russians, fighting as the Russians. The Russians were an army of, which was so, adapted and, changed their roles so much. They seemed perfect for a Medal of Honor game. And it would have been such a new sort of experience for, people used to the World War II genre by this point. No one had done the Russians yet. I mean, Call of Duty was starting to get a grip, and they had actually done, but nothing like Medal of Honor had been done with the Russians, and that would have been really cool to see. So yeah, what do we have basically to sum up Medal of Honor Frontline? Fantastic game, really good, really enjoyable. Like I say, muscle memory as far as the control scheme will return to you. You will remember how you used to play games like this. I would recommend it. You can get it for this, you can get it for the GameCube. Do pick it up. It's cheap as chips. You can get it. Probably still get it in game stores. Really recommend it. It's such a good game, really enjoyable, and you'll certainly remember why you loved the Medal of Honor series back in the day. So thank you guys for tuning in, watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. Like I always say, leave comments, leave views, leave opinions. Subscribe. We've now got 3 subscribers. That's really awesome. So thank you very much. I do try to leave comments on the channel as well, saying how grateful I am, because I am. You guys are why I like doing this, because I like knowing that there are people out there who share my opinion or don't, and want to put their point across as well. So do it, guys. Say what you want. And comment on my cake. Did you think my cake looked nice? And if I get 100 subscribers, I'll bake cakes for all of you. No, wait, that's a lie. Sorry, I shouldn't have lied. But please subscribe. Thanks again for watching, guys. I am the WildWestGamer, and enjoy your day, enjoy your life, and keep playing video games. Love you much. See you later, guys. Bye.